Oh, hello, Internet. It always starts on YouTube a few seconds before Facebook. I've noticed this, so I'm going to give it a couple seconds. Here we go, says producer. All right, we should be up on YouTube right about now. We're refreshing everything. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are. We're back. My name is Alicia, and today we're going to talk about food vocabulary words, and some ways that you can describe what you like and dislike eating. So, I see a lot of you in the YouTube chat. Welcome back. As always, welcome to our viewers, our live viewers in Brazil. We have lots of live viewers in Brazil and Vietnam. So welcome to all of you. If you're not watching live, welcome to you as well. I have a couple announcements I want to begin with today. We have a lot to talk about. Announcement number one. This week we are launching a new series, a new Q&A series called Ask Alicia. And if you haven't found the website page yet, you can go to englishclass101.com/ask-Alicia and submit your questions to me there. So I'm going to choose some questions from that page every week, and I'm going to select, I'm going to make the video, I'm going to edit the video and send it to the team. So that's a new thing we're starting. Some of you have already sent questions, but if you have not checked that out yet, please check that out. So that's one announcement. Other announcements will come later, but now I see the chat. The chats are up. So hello on YouTube. I see Anderson is back this week. Pierre from Peru. Hello. Julio from Guadalajara, Mexico. A lot of people are joining from Mexico, Brazil, Saudi Arabia. Mahmoud, you from, I don't know where you're from. Galaxy. That's an interesting name. Okay, and Facebook is up as well. Great. From Guatemala, Vilvar. Hi. From Thailand, Tanida. Hello and welcome. Great. And Luan Garcia. Hello. A lot of O's in your message. Great. All right. We are, I think, set up with everything. And I think today we're also streaming on Twitch. I'm not sure. That's a new thing. But if you want to find us, I think you can find us on Twitch today as well. Yes, Twitch. I don't have the link in front of me right now, but you can find us on Twitch as of this week as well. Cool. All right. So, it's also called EnglishClass101.com. All right, great. As we wait for a few people to join, please remember to like the video so other people can find it. That would be great. And share it too if you like that as well. As we wait for others though, I want to share, as I do every week, a couple points. So last week, if you joined, we talked about how to explain the things you want, what you want or what you need. We talked about need and want together. So last week, I took an example tweet from my life last week, which was this picture you're going to see in just a second. So last week I was doing some homework actually, and I was eating something, which is perfect because that's this week's topic. I said, I'm gonna need, I can't quite read it, it's very small on my screen, but I said I'm gonna need another visit before I write about this place. Yes, thank you. Gonna need another visit. So I'm going to need another visit. So I used the verb need here in this case. We talked about need, meaning one more visit is going to be necessary for me to write about this restaurant I visited. So if you missed last week, we talked about wants and needs and how to express those. If you missed it, you can check out the video on our YouTube channel or on the Facebook page as well. All right, and we had a good question from last week I want to mention. Last week we talked about how we contract want to, the verb, how we contract want to wanna when we're speaking and in casual writing. Someone asked, is there something like that for need to, like need to, a contracted form of need to? Spelling, no, there's no spelled contracted form of need to. But when you're speaking, you can say need to, I need to go. So it's like a N-E-E-D-A sound kind of. I need to blah, 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 do something. So thanks for that question. Okay, everybody is here, I think. I see lots of names, lots of hellos. Hi, Son from Vietnam on Facebook. Pao from Minnesota. Great. Salem, hi. I remember you. You came back. Raymundo on Facebook as well and on YouTube. Cristiano, hi. Claudinea Rodriguez, hello. Otavio. Hi. Yes. Yeah. If you've been watching the YouTube channel, you'll see that we have a live stream there, 24/7. Well, almost 24/7. There's always a live broadcast there, but I'm not there live. Sorry. I'm only here live for this time every week. So, yes. Ohayo gozaimasu. IDMMU. Good morning, and Takuya as well. Ohayo gozaimasu. Welcome, our Japanese viewers. Great. All right. Let's begin today's topic. If you're just joining, today we're talking about food. I'm going to explain some food-related vocabulary words. So I want to go beyond just saying like, it's good, or it's delicious, or I don't like it. Like, how can you explain yourself a little more clearly? That's what I want to do today. So today we're going to talk about, of course, some adjectives you can use for food, but we're also going to talk about some emphasis words that you can use to kind of more deeply explain yourself. So let's begin. Okay. So first, I want to introduce a couple of very general adjectives that we can use. I'm going to use our whiteboard for today. First, I'm going to introduce these two. First two words are tasty and yummy. Tasty and yummy. So a couple very casual words we can use. So first word, tasty. Tasty is used kind of casually. We use this for just like everyday common foods. There's no nuance of something like elegant. There's no like refinement about something tasty. It's just usually just a simple kind of easy food, just something we enjoy on an everyday basis. So, for example, donuts are tasty, I think. Something kind of simple is the nuance. The second one I want to introduce today is yummy. Please be careful. The pronunciation is yummy, yummy. You might hear people just say yum with no my. So yummy is it's like a childish word. So this is, again, it's a very a casual word. But kids use this word, again, for kind of simple, maybe kind of like junky or sugary foods. But most of the time, children use the word yummy. Adults can use the word yummy to kind of create a nuance of like a childlike enjoyment sort of thing. So we don't really use yummy for like high class or like really nice foods, nice things. So for example, we could say like cookies are yummy. Okay, so these are the first two things that I want to mention. I also want to mention a couple vocabulary words for like taste, how we can describe taste a bit more. So I'm going to move on to a couple words many people confuse here. Next pair, I guess, is the words spicy and hot. So spicy does not mean temperature. Hot, however, does mean temperature sometimes. So one maybe confusing point in English about this word, hot can mean like peppers, something that is like causes that sort of uncomfortable feeling in our mouth. It's like, if you feel like you want to drink milk or something. We can use hot to describe that, like hot salsa or hot peppers or something. But we can also use hot to explain a temperature, like a food just fresh from the oven is hot. The temperature is hot. So we can use hot for both of those, so as in the opposite of cold. However, spicy, we cannot use to refer to temperature. Spicy only refers to like that uncomfortable, like pepper-ish feeling in your mouth. It's kind of maybe makes you panic depending on your tolerance for this. So we could say, for example, peppers are spicy or peppers are hot. But please be careful. We can use hot for both spicy and temperature. But spicy is only used for that feeling, that taste. Okay, a couple more words, and then I'm going to ask you a question. So please keep these words in your head. Please keep these words in your head. I'm going to ask you a question soon. Okay, next word I want to talk about is the word rich. Okay, maybe you know about the word rich for people who have a lot of money. So if you have a lot of money, or if you know someone who has a lot of money, you can use the word rich to describe that person. He is rich, she is rich. But if you are talking about food, you can use the word rich for something that has a really, really deep flavor, but a rich kind of has the nuance like of being very fatty. So for example, maybe there's a lot of butter in it, something that's maybe it's probably high calorie, so maybe lots of butter or lots of dairy, for example. We can use the word rich to describe that. So for example, like gelato is rich. Gelato is rich. So it has like that really creamy kind of deep taste about it. Okay. We're almost there. We have 1, 2, 3 more words, and then I'm going to ask you a question. So I hope you're thinking about these. Think carefully about these. All right. Next word to talk about is the word bitter. I want to talk about the word bitter as well. So we use the word bitter to talk about foods or drinks as well that have like a sharp, they're almost unpleasant sometimes taste. So like foods or drinks that kind of maybe make your face like squeeze a little bit in response to them. They're kind of they're very often kind of strongly flavored. So for example, if you drink beer, maybe you know like IPAs, Indian Pale Ales, are bitter beers. Like they have a lot of like bitter flavor. Or maybe like spinach is a bit bitter. So maybe you know like Goya as well in Japan. That's a very bitter food. So bitter is another word I want to talk about today. Almost there. Next keyword for today. First set of keywords is the word savory. Savory is next I want to talk about. So savory. Savory means something that has a lot of flavor. Foods that have lots and lots of flavor, but they're not really sweet. So if you want to talk about a food that has a lot of flavor, but it's really sweet, you can use the word sweet. If, however, it has a lot of flavor, but it's not really sweet, you can use the word savory. So, for example, roast meats are savory. They tend to be more salty, I think. All right, the final word I want to talk about before I ask you our first question is one we use a lot for desserts, the word decadent. Decadent. This is the last word in our first group today. So we use it a lot for desserts, So it's like something luxurious, something that's maybe like self-indulgent, like we have it just to enjoy, like it's like maybe even too much. It's a little bit like beyond what we need to eat. It's just for enjoyment. It's something that's just so delicious or so high in calories or so rich, for example. Something that is decadent. So for example, like chocolate cake is decadent. Okay, so we have this big list of adjectives we can use to talk about food. Given this, and with the words you already know, let's get to our first question for today. So we have this list. You can choose from this list, or you can choose something else. But let's talk about your favorite dessert as the first question for today. Louise, I'm decadent. That's funny. So let's talk about the first question, which is about your favorite dessert. So you'll see it here in a second. Question 1 for today. What is your favorite dessert? And why do you like it? Our question is coming soon. So what is your favorite dessert and why do you like it? There it is. What is your favorite dessert and why do you like it? So let's think about it with these adjectives or with a different adjective. That's fine. So you can say, I like a singular noun or like an uncountable noun. So for example, I like flourless chocolate cake because it's rich and decadent, I could say. Or if you want to use the plural, I like donuts because they're sweet. I like donuts because they're sweet. All right. Melsina has a great question on YouTube. What's the difference between bitter and sour? Sour it's like an acidic, it's like an acid sort of taste. Bitter doesn't have that acid feeling. So sour, we could say, citrus fruits are often sort of sourish, I suppose, or maybe like grapefruit is quite sour. I kind of think that like some bitter foods can also be sour. Yep. Okay, you are first. Isem Rassen on Facebook. My favorite dessert. Be careful. Dessert. Dessert has 2 S's. Dessert. My favorite dessert is a banana split. So again, use the adjectives we just talked about. Why do you like it? I like banana splits because they're what? Good. Cristiano on YouTube. I like ice cream because it's tasty. Nice. Red Brandy. Tiramisu or brownies because they're rich and decadent. Very nice. Okay. Mauricio on Facebook. I like strawberry ice cream just because. Just because. Okay. Yoligmar on YouTube. I like lemon pie because it's decadent. Good. Yummy. He or she comments. Great. Very nice. Guillerme. I like strawberry cake because it is decadent. Good. Garrison. Hi. Garrison on Facebook. I like cookies. I like cookies. Plural. I like cookies because they're sweet. So remember your grammar. For many of you, actually, I'm seeing many of you do this. When you are talking generally about a noun, a group of nouns, you need to use the plural form. I like donuts because they're blah, blah, blah. I like cookies because they're blah, blah, blah. So keep in mind your countable and uncountable nouns. Cake is uncountable, by the way. Cake is uncountable. Ice cream is uncountable. Little review. Masaya says, I love gâteau chocolat. Yeah, because it's decadent. Yeah, lots of decadent fans here for sure. Great. Okay. Excellent. Sounds good. So this is our first question for today. We have lots to talk about. So let's move on. Yes, I want to share. Today is a perfect chance to talk about this. Actually, for a few weeks, we've been mentioning the free PDFs that we have on the website, but today is a perfect chance to introduce the dining one. So I've mentioned this before. Today, I'm talking about adjectives that we can use to talk about food, but actually this has like things you can use, this cheat sheet, which you can get on the website. It has things you can use if you go to a restaurant. So you can find like the names of dishes, so like appetizer, main dish. We're talking about desserts now, but you can find the names of dishes, and then up here is like phrases you can use when you're actually at the restaurant. So how to talk to wait staff, for example. And then on the other side, there's other stuff. So foods for your preferences. These are types of foods. But we're talking about adjectives. So you can add the points we're talking about today to this cheat sheet. So if you don't have this, you can download it free on the website. I think there's a link in the description below this video on YouTube and above this video on Facebook. So check that out if you have not already. Okay. Are they going to see it now or... Nope. Yep, there it is. Good. So if you have not seen this, you can check this on EnglishClass101.com, or this is, again, linked below the video on YouTube and above the video on Facebook. So take a look there. You can find this PDF that I just showed you, or there are some other things that you can see, some other different topics as well. So check that out. Definitely check that out. It is free to download. You just log in with your account and you can access them right away. So take a look. Definitely check those out. Alrighty then. So if you are just joining us live, today's topic is food. We're talking about food vocabulary. I've just introduced a few different adjectives we can use to describe food. These are kind of positive words, yeah? So if you haven't, please make sure to like the video too. It's very helpful so other people can find us, yeah. So like the video, share the video, and now we're going to continue on to our next topic. So I talked a bit about some kind of positive words here at the beginning, but I want to move on to describing sort of negative things about food. So how do you talk about how do you talk about foods that maybe you don't like, things that you don't like about certain foods? So let's move on to some kind of negative adjectives. Just a few. I know we have not a lot of time. So let's look at the first one. First sort of negative adjective is the word greasy. Greasy. I want to introduce greasy. Greasy. We use greasy for like foods that have a lot of oil. There's a lot of oil or something. So our producer has written pizza. Yeah, pizza is usually pretty greasy. So like a lot of fat, maybe a lot of oil. Greasy typically is used in a negative way, but since many junk foods are greasy, we can say positively, like, oh, I love greasy food sometimes, or like I love greasy pizzas, or like some people love greasy hamburgers. We can say that too. So that's one. Second, maybe my least favorite, actually I think this is my least favorite type of food personally, is the word slimy. It even sounds bad. I don't even like the word. So the word slimy. Slimy is, we use it for foods that are like kind of slick or like maybe a little bit sticky. So imagine like raw egg. Like raw egg is slimy. Or like if some of you know natto in Japan, natto is very slimy. Or raw egg is a good example. Natto, what else? Anything that has that sort of kind of sticky, kind of not quite liquid, but not quite solid texture about it. That's a slimy food. So maybe like fish eggs as well, I suppose. Yeah, so some kind of slimy things. Okay, then I want to go to maybe a pair of words that are maybe important, especially if you're at a restaurant and you need to make a statement. This is not about necessarily the taste of the food, but the cooking of the food. So here, a pair of words rather. There's undercooked and overcooked. Undercooked and overcooked. So undercooked means not cooked enough. Not cooked enough. So if your like steak is not cooked enough, you can say it's undercooked. Undercooked food is usually, well, it can be dangerous. It can be dangerous. Then overcooked. Over means too much. Cooked too much. So overcooked, maybe not burned in some cases, but just cooked too much. So a steak, again, is a great example. If you cook a steak too much, it can become chewy. So that's the next word I want to talk about, actually, chewy. So chewy, something chewy, it takes a long time to eat. We have to chew a lot to eat these foods. So if you overcook, an overcooked steak is often chewy. We have to chew it a lot. Okay, and then finally, the final kind of negative word I want to talk about, I'll put it in a different spot. The last word I want to talk about is the word bland. Bland is a word we use to describe food that has very little flavor. Like it's sometimes foods are supposed to be bland. Sometimes that's fine. But if you want to use sort of like a negative, you want to create sort of a negative nuance. Like if you're eating, for example, I don't know, a food like a dessert, and it should have a lot of flavor, but it doesn't. You can say this dessert is very bland. Like it doesn't have much flavor. Sometimes foods should be bland. Like for example, tofu is bland. That's a bland food. It doesn't have very much flavor on its own, but that's just kind of its original taste. Okay, so these can be sort of negative words. It depends on what you prefer, but a different set of words. So, given these and our first group of words then, let's reverse the question. So our second question for today is, what is your least favorite food? What is your least favorite food and why? What is your least favorite food and why? So here, I don't like blah, blah, blah because it's greasy. I don't like peppers because they're spicy. I don't like okra. I don't like okra because it's slimy. That's true. So what's your least favorite food and why? Mahmoud, can we say middle cooked? No, because middle cooked is generally like properly cooked. Middle cooked would mean like, that's correct. We don't use middle cooked. Okay, so what is your least favorite food? And why is it your least favorite food? Okay, so yeah, I don't like slimy food. So I don't like pepper. Well, I do. I like peppers, but many people don't like peppers because they are spicy. Okay, I don't like okra because it's slimy. Okay, anybody coming? Oh, someone said I love French fries, but they're too easy. Oh, okay, I love French fries. Mark says I don't like greasy foods. Okay, greasy in general. Okay, our producer says I don't like bell peppers because they're bitter. Okay, not a bitter fan. I like bell peppers. I think they're good. Okay, what else? Min Lei on Facebook, I don't like overcooked steak because it's chewy. Yes, I agree. I also do not like overcooked steak. I don't like that one. Okay. Guillerme on YouTube says, I don't like bacon because it's so greasy. Really? I love bacon. But I don't like greasy bacon though, but I do love bacon. It's good. Okay. What else? I can't. Oh, I don't like pizza because it's greasy. Oh, okay. We have a couple different groups here. Pizza lovers and pizza not lovers. Luciana says, I don't like squid because they're slimy and chewy. I don't like squid because they're slimy and chewy. Someone asked a question like the word plain. Plain. It's similar to bland. Yeah. So plain. Someone asked about this word plain. P-L-A-I-N. Plain. We can use it for food. It means food we did not add anything to. So for example, like toast. If I make toast in the morning and I don't use butter, I don't use any sauce or any topping, I just eat the toast, I could say it's plain toast. There's no change to it. No change to the food is plain. So plain means unchanged, no change to the food. Bland, however, means no flavor or little flavor. So sometimes plain food is bland. Yes. All right. Good. Nice ones, guys. Okay, I don't like undercooked chicken. Yes, it's dangerous. Okay. All right. Nice sentences, guys. Okay, we need to move on, though, to the next point. Or rather, I think I need to... A lot of people have joined, so I want to introduce again really quickly. Should I? Our points for today? Yeah, okay. A lot of people have just joined, I think, so I want to introduce again. If you're just joining, this week is about food. We're talking about food vocabulary words. So the team I have this week, what you can download in the link below the video on YouTube and above the video on Facebook, this food and dining related cheat sheet. So how to like compliment and criticize. Oh, we talked about this word earlier. I said tasty. Tasty. So tasty is like a casual word, yeah? But we talked about like this, like it's raw. So raw means not cooked at all. Or we talked about spicy too. So some of these words are on the PDF, but you can check the link below the video on YouTube and above the video on Facebook to get these for free. Just log into your account. Okay, then... oh yes, and if you're just joining as well, yeah, just one more announcement about our new series that's coming up this week. The first one is going to be launched on Saturday. I'm doing a Q&A series, question and answer series on the channel, on the YouTube channel now. So you can submit your questions to me at englishclass101.com/ask-Alicia, ask-Alicia. So I'll show you that one more time in a couple minutes. But yeah, submit your questions to me there. Okay, we only have a couple minutes, so I guess I'll finish up with a couple emphasizers. Is that okay, producer? Can I finish that up? Sure. Okay, great. So let's finish up today. We have a lot of new adjectives. If you missed it, by the way, if you're watching live and you missed part of this, we are going to upload the video to our YouTube and Facebook. So check out all the vocabulary words we talked about. But to finish today, I want to talk about some emphasis words we can use. So maybe you saw the video we put up last week. I did a whiteboard video about the words really and very. So how to use the words really and very. If you missed it, you can check that on the YouTube channel. We can use the words really and very to emphasize our points. So just remember, you can check in the video too, but we can use really in front of verbs, but we cannot use very in front of verbs. But other than that, we can use them in the same way. I do want to introduce a couple of casual emphasis words for food. So we can use the words so and super to talk about food. So instead of really or very, we can use so or super before the adjective. So for example, peppers are so bitter. My smoothie was so yummy, for example. Or I could say the burger you made was super good. It was super good. So you can use so and super as sort of casual emphasis words in front of your adjective instead of really and very. Okay. And then I want to mention a couple kind of more formal or maybe like higher level emphasis words. These are a bit longer, but I think that they sound quite nice, and you can give sort of stronger compliments if you use these words. So these are incredibly and ridiculously. Incredibly and ridiculously. So incredibly has the root incredible, which means it's like extraordinary or it's hard to believe something. And then ridiculously The root of this word is ridiculous. So it means like extreme, something that's extreme. Just be careful. If you use a positive adjective after these, it makes a really, really nice meaning. If you use a negative adjective after these, it makes a very, very negative meaning. So these are very, very versatile. We can use them in many different ways. So for example, your roast chicken was incredibly good, or that pepper is ridiculously spicy. We can use these as well. All right. I don't think there's any time for the last question, is there? I think I should stop, right? Yeah, I should stop. Okay, I talked too much. I had too many vocabulary words for today. So we're going to end there. If you missed anything, please feel free to check the YouTube channel or the Facebook page, and you can see everything that we talked about today. I have a couple announcements I need to end with today. So actually, next week there is not going to be a live stream, unfortunately. I won't be able to be here next week. Next week, our whole crew is going to take a holiday. So thank you for your understanding, and we'll be back at the end of November. But next week, we won't have a live stream, but we'll be enjoying a holiday. So we hope you enjoy a holiday next week as well. But the next live stream is going to be Wednesday, November 29th. Wednesday, November 29th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So again, that's New York City time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our topic for next time is going to be shopping. So I'm going to talk about how to explain what you want when you're shopping. That's going to be our topic next time. So shopping, Wednesday, November 29th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so that's one point. Second point, I mentioned it a couple times throughout the broadcast, but from this week, you can find... Some of you have already found this, I think, which is great. But I'm doing a new Q&A, a new video Q&A series where I'm making the videos. So you guys have a lot of really good questions, and it's been difficult for us to answer everything up until now. So you guys have a lot of good questions. We made a page on the website. It's here, EnglishClass101.com/ this is a slash ask-Alicia. If you go here, this is the new page we set up. Some of you have already submitted your questions. If you submit those questions there, I collect those questions and then I make a video myself every week. So that means I'm choosing questions, I edit the video, I make everything. Yeah, here it is. Oh, we need a hyphen. There should be a hyphen there. So we're doing that now, actually. So you can log in with your account, and I think you can submit as many questions as you want. There's a page there. And then I think you get like a PDF or something if I choose your question. I don't know, but I'm just going to choose what I'm interested in answering. And if you have a lot of people sometimes have the same question, so I'll try to answer that too. So please submit lots of questions. Please submit lots of questions there. Any question is fine, and I will choose what I want to talk about. So please, here it is. Check that out there. EnglishClass101.com/ask-Alicia for the new landing page, our new page there. Okay, so I think that's all. That's everything. So thank you again so much for joining today, and please review this live video if you missed any of the vocabulary words we talked about. There were a lot in today's lesson. So I hope you can check that out for food. Check out the PDF. You'll see again in a second. If you want more stuff like this, you can download this from the link below the video on YouTube and above the video on Facebook. And I will see you again in 2 weeks. So enjoy your holiday. Have a nice week. Have a nice night. Have a nice day, depending on where you are. And I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.